Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Level Up at the Barn. I'm so grateful to have time with you today. Our friend, our mutual connection, Em, I guess, introduced us virtually. And what's so funny to me is literally months ago, you kept popping up in my mind. And I called her and I was like, Em, Jill Martin keeps popping up in my mind. I think I need to talk to her. I've been watching your journey from afar, on social media, and I was like, do you think she would have time for me? And Em was like, 1000% yes. Jill is amazing. She will absolutely do this. And here we are. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No, I love them. And we're working on these cups that light up when you pour water in them. They activate. So her and I are very close. And she's been a tremendous support system, I'm sure, for you too. I know you've been through a lot as well throughout my journey. So I'm super grateful for her.
Yeah. So I want to give you a proper introduction. You are today's show's lifestyle contributor, which is so amazing to me to be having this moment with you now, because prior to this passion project of mine, I spent years in celebrity PR, and I spent a ton of time at the Today Show in studio, in the green rooms, and our paths must have crossed a billion times, but we never met, and it just means so much more to me that we're having this connection now. It feels like it's divinely placed.
I love that.
Yeah. You're a New York Times bestselling author. You are founder of By Jill Martin, which we're going to get into. And perhaps your most passionate and trailblazing passion is being an educator and advocate for women who are walking a journey with breast cancer. I saw a letter online that was written by somebody special, and I wanted to read it to you. And I wanted to get your thoughts on it. I think you'll quickly know who the author is. It reads, "Thank you to my body for showing up even when it was tired, for healing in ways I didn't think were possible. Thank you to my mind for staying strong, sharp, and kind, even in the hardest moments. Thank you to whatever part of me kept believing there was light at the end of this road. Although I look different and feel different, I still feel magical. To anyone in the middle of it, I see you. To every survivor out there, I'm with you. This road is brutal, beautiful, and deeply personal. And no matter how many steps it takes, everyone forward counts. Here's to resilience, to softness and strength coexisting, and to whatever comes next, we've got this." I wanted to know, hearing that, what goes through your mind and your heart.
Yeah. Well, I wrote that letter, obviously, if people don't know. It's myself after my, I don't even know what surgery it was. But I'm so proud of myself. I mean, I have been through hell and back and have chosen to do it as gracefully as possible, helping the most people along the way. And so I really can't ask for more from myself. And so what I think about when you read that is I still marvel at how your mind and body, when you don't think you could go on anymore, you can choose to. And so, yeah, that was, I was going to say it was beautifully written.
It was.
Yeah.
You did good. It was really touching for me as well. There's so much of your story that shines with hope and resiliency that we'll weave through everything you shared today. But I would like to go back to the beginning to connect some dots, because there's elements in the beginning of this journey of yours that were really startling for me, and I think will be really impactful for people to hear. So in the beginning, you shared that your grandmother and your mother both had breast cancer. So breast cancer was something that you were very on top of and very aware of. So much, in fact, that during COVID, you were still going for all your screenings. And what really struck me was you said that the day that you were diagnosed with breast cancer, your mammograms were clear, which was really eye-opening for me. That is really scary, but very important to remind to listeners that no test is perfect, but angels placed in our path are. Share with me that conversation that you had with the sonogram tech during your appointment, where that divinely placed angel who suggested you should get genetically tested. And can you kind of connect all these dots for me, bringing us back to the beginning around all of this?
Yeah, I mean, so I was on top of my test, and, we throw around a word perfect, but as Dr. Port, my surgeon and my superhero, as I frame her, like always says, nobody's perfect, no test is perfect. And so I'm not angry about that. And actually, the doctors that I went to, I actually thanked them because, there's two sides of this. First of all, a mammogram is about 89% accurate. It's the best test we have. A sonogram is 93% accurate. There's still 11 and 7% in there that's not accurate. And I just in my lifetime have always been the lucky one and fallen until I wasn't. And so that's my biggest thing is that the day of my diagnosis, my mammogram was clear, but my sonogram in January was clear, which it was clearly there. Right. But, a sonogram is watching a movie and taking 10 snapshots. Like you're going to miss some details. And so there is human error. And that's why AI is so important and research and all the development and awareness that together we bring, and I'm help facilitating awareness. So it sucks that it missed it. Yeah. But it's not a mistake. It's nobody's fault. And the same practice that, I had this at also said, hey, have you taken genetic testing? And I said, well, my dad's side doesn't have any breast cancer in his family. And they said, you should do it anyway. And so even though I had breast cancer on my mother's side, it was from my father's side that I got the gene, and we never knew about it. My father has the gene, my brother has the gene, we never knew. So for men, it's a little less risk. But could you believe I was walking around, I look at old pictures of myself, like from my bar mitzvah or just from, impact my graduation from Michigan. And I'm like, I had it there. Like, had I just known, and so I'm shouting from the rooftops and gave away hundreds of free tests on October 1st and will continue to shout from the rooftops. That's why I want to sell a lot of Sherpas so I can spend my days trying to cure cancer. And not really cure it.
So I'm there. I mean, I have 2 and I bought 6 for my friends. So we are supporting the cause.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, they're the best item, thank goodness, because it allows me and affords me the ability to sit in these rooms with doctors. But the biggest thing is that, to be your own advocate and ask if genetic testing is appropriate, even if cancer doesn't run in your family. And me just trying to get that to be a baseline. I mean, in my case, we did a story on the Today Show on October 1st. There's a family that the mother, the family knew they had the gene. And so she had IVF and she pulled out the BRCA positive gene. And so that ends it in the family. It's over.
Right. But when you say she pulled that out, what do you mean? She
had IVF. Yeah. She tested the eggs. Yeah. The ones that had BRCA, 50% of them were going to have BRCA. Got it. She pulled out.
Wow. So literally genetic testing can literally save a life or save.
In some cases, in my case, when I was born, I had a 60 to 90% chance of getting breast cancer. Nobody would give their kids that. Nobody.
Right.
So, but listen, I caught it. And, you see the Kennedy family, what they announced over the weekends, that she has terminal cancer. And, she talked about how she can't believe she's bringing the kind of pain to her family. And I just my heart just totally breaks for her and her family and relate. And it's why, when people say you seem so grateful and you've been through so much, it's because I was able, life is different for me now, but I was able to catch it and take action.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think the word cancer is rooted in so much fear. I'm curious, your journey with cancer, in what ways has it been a gift to your life?
So I believe with any unbelievable earth-shattering trauma brings clarity. Mm-hmm. I also believe it just makes you more of whatever you are. So if you are just a very generous, nice, giving person, it makes you more of that. I feel very blessed to be able to, I may have this gene, but I'm made of all the good stuff. So I'm able to, I think God gave me the gene to say here's your gift. I'm sorry you have to go through this, but go help other people.
Yeah, I love that.
And so that's really my, also I think that in the past, I used to view ordinary or boring as a negative, where I now view it as peace. And I used to think that excitement was a positive when it is sometimes, but I don't want any drama or I make decisions now. I leave a lot of money and a lot of opportunities on the table to avoid drama, both personally and professionally.
I feel that deeply in my core. I don't think people realize what true peace in your mind and your body feels like. And I think once you get to a place of the power of that, you're not willing to compromise that for anything. And so I very much...
Nothing.
Yeah, I very much feel that. Speaking of gifts, I think what's wild about social media is how social media can make you feel like you know somebody intimately when you don't know them at all. And what I love in following your journey on social media is the love that you have for your parents and the way that you share them and show them. They feel like they're a true gift in your life. And what was this experience like for them, and how has it brought you guys closer?
Yeah, they're outside of this room now, so I try not to talk about it. They, they just want it over. So, we don't, it's not something I really talk about a lot with them. Yeah. And, they won't choose to listen to this because it's just too hard. So, yeah, I mean, no parent should have to watch their child go through what I went through. Yeah. It was really bad. And so, yeah, I mean, we were already so close and we already had the most beautiful relationship. So that's one of those things that it's just heartbreaking for me to even think about what they've endured.
Yeah, and probably deepened your love in a way that you couldn't even imagine deepening. You were already so deeply in love with them and had a beautiful relationship, and I'm sure it really brought you guys to the next level of love.
Yeah, I mean, every day is a gift. And, that's not a cliche. That's the truth. And that's how we live. And so, yeah, I never really crowdsourced, meaning like, I never really, when I was growing up, I did. I guess I cared what other people think. But I live a very clean, straight, magical line. Mm-hmm. And so I really live my life in a way that I believe in. And if I make mistakes, I say I'm sorry. And, I never do the wrong thing intentionally. I always say to business partners, like, always err on the side of, like, she must not have known, or it was a mistake, or some version of that. So I'm good, like there's so much heartbreak that we can choose to discuss. I choose to focus on the positive, the Sherpa sales, the parties, I just found out I'm going on the Orient Express to cover the Emily in Paris.
Oh, wow.
So that hasn't been announced yet. So that's exciting. So I'm just like looking for magical times and any place to wear my Sherpa.
I love that. Speaking of positive things, what are ways that people can be super supportive for somebody who's going through this journey? Were there things through your journey that really stood out that made you feel really good or made you feel really loved?
Yeah, I think that, I think you really learn, first of all, people's capabilities. Not everyone is built to deal with intense trauma for a long period of time. And you learn from those people, too, so there are people who are not in my life anymore who, couldn't hang for all intents and purposes. And I respect that. But you do learn who can, and you do learn, so for those people who are really able to manage a relationship with someone who has had cancer and realizes that it's never over or you're done, right? So for those people, I think it's just being there and saying like, this sucks, or how are you feeling? Or I know it's hard, or, not trying to make it okay. Because it's not.
Yeah. I get that. What advice do you have for someone who's newly diagnosed? I would imagine it's an extremely scary moment. Are there certain things that you can share to help women remain grounded and trusting of the process?
Boy, you know, it's when someone gets diagnosed, and I speak to people every day. That's like what I spend the majority of my time. People who are 6 months or a year behind me, and I talk about cold capping and some of the hacks and, you know, tips and tricks like I'm known for on the Today Show. I think, you know, people say like you have to plan and really taking it day by day, because when you get diagnosed, the care is, if you know, for me, they were throwing the kitchen sink at it to make sure that, you know, it wouldn't come back. It's so overwhelming. I mean, at the end of the conversation, when the doctor was telling us all we had to do, my parents were actually laughing because it was so
insane,
ridiculous, you know, and I actually saved it to do with you. Like every morning, I'm still on these safety net pills that I take every day. And I out loud say thank you and take them.
Yep, I do that with my supplements. I'm like, I love you so much. Thank you.
And so I think that that's a really important part of the day, that those medicines that are so hard on your body are fighting with you. But yeah, I mean, the regimen is so overwhelming that it's just to take every day and give it 100% and ask questions and advocate for yourself. But the one big thing I could say that I think has resonated with a lot of people I speak to is that when you find a doctor, you know, obviously do your due diligence, but you can't crowdsource because everybody has an opinion. So I always believe the best way to be successful is to pick one lane, and then you're going to get it right most of the time if you believe in that path or that person. Right. And so go with that, because if you start taking advice from all different people, your probability of getting things wrong will increase because you have so many people coming in. So I think it's just really to make a plan, treat it like a job, make a plan, you know, follow that plan and choose every day to fight. And the days that you can't, give yourself permission to lay in bed and cry and watch movies.
Yeah. Do you find that in having that perspective of quieting the noise, do you find that your intuition was able to clearly speak to you through your journey? Was there any element in your journey where you had to go on what your gut was telling you, or was it like a divine blind trusting of your doctors and counselors?
Hold on one second. Mom? Hello? Oh, it sounded like someone was outside the door. I didn't trust my gut when I was sick. I didn't have the judgment. I was too sick. I was on medicines. So I listened to my doctor report was my person, and that's who I listened to. Yeah. So I didn't actually trust my gut. Okay. I didn't have the wherewithal to do that. Yeah. And so I actually kind of knew it at the time too, although you're in fight or flight, so you're so scared all the time. Yes. So I forgive myself for the parts of me that were not my best, because I was literally fighting for my life.
Yeah, but I get that. I think a lot of people would remain in fight or flight during that process. And I guess that also speaks to the importance of really having a connection with your doctor that you trust, because I think when you're down in the fight, you need somebody that can fight for you and with you. And so also the medicines, like you're on steroids, you know, you're on medicines that make you not your best self, let's say. So you need either a partner, you know, which I didn't have, you know, my marriage broke down. So you need a support system also. Yeah. And with really strong, badass people, like you need to have in your corner your A+ game and those people who are, you know, the best of the best. Yeah. And so I had that. Yeah. So I, you know, chose to surround myself with that. Because, you know, you really rely on other people's superpowers when yours are down. Yeah, 100%. I'm watching you flip your hair and how beautiful it looks. And I want to speak to some of the sparkle that you were able to trick.
Am I flipping my hair a lot?
No, in a good way. Like I'm.
No, because I tend to like I'm very sensitive about it because I lost it. And so
For me, it's resonating with how thick and beautiful and life and growth, and that's what's resonating with me as I see you interact with it. And so you had mentioned cold capping and lattice as some of your tricks during this journey, and I was curious, in addition to those, were there other tricks that helped you either maintain your sparkle or get your sparkle back?
yeah, I wouldn't say those are tricks. The cold capping is a really hard, expensive. Some places cover it, some places don't. But what it does is it freezes the follicles in your hair. So although you lose your hair, I lost 70%. It froze them so that it grew back. They didn't have to repair themselves, so it grew back faster.
Oh, wow.
So my hair now is, I mean, it's been 2 years, but it wouldn't be this long. It would probably be shorter. So that's the cold capping, which I will do something more on that. And then the lattice is just when I after chemo, like 3 weeks after, when everyone's like, you're done, that was really the hardest time for me because during chemo, you're actively fighting. After, your body expects the medicine and doesn't get it. So I lost my eyebrows, I lost my eyelashes. My mom used to walk in with like, do you want an eyebrow pencil? I'm like, Mom, it's not gonna help. But so, like 3 weeks after, I went to a doctor in New York and he gave me oral minoxidil. And again, this isn't for everyone. Check with your doctor. And lattice. And so, everything grew back. And everyone's hair grew back differently. Mine actually grew back. I had really thick hair before, but it grew back thicker. And so I've embraced every length that I've had. But no, I mean, I really think it's, after it's self-care and, I drink a ton of water. But you have to, cancer doesn't really listen to what you want or do. It's more powerful than all of us. So you kind of have to let that play out. I didn't really try to do anything I just like let it be as I was going through the process. And I definitely lost my sparkle during it. I mean, I did, but I got it back. I'm getting it back. I mean, and in a different way, sparkle is subjective.
Yeah. Were there things post-treatment that, in looking back, helped you put the pieces of the puzzle back together, even if it was just going for a walk an hour a day? You mentioned drinking water. Were there like simple things that just made you feel like you were just like getting your groove back?
Physically, I would say, when I was able to get my hair colored again, that was really exciting. Being able to wash my hair under the sink.
Wow.
Like, because I wasn't able to put pressure on it.
Yeah.
I know these sound like very little things. Being able to get my nails done again and not be nervous. But most of all, it was my passion of my job and my D2C business. That really has been so exciting, and I'm so jazzed about it working. And I have an incredible team who sat on with me while I was sick, and just my nephew and my family. I mean, my parents are here right now. We're just a very close family. So I think it's doing what you love. I think a lot of people, if that's work, if that's kids, if that's you're robbed of your life while you're in treatment, because whatever you're doing it in a fight or flight way, which if you're ever operating from a place of fear, it's never going to be peaceful or complete, because operating from a place from fear ensures that you will fail. Yeah. So after now, like as I'm able to do this, I'm able to be like, okay, there's a problem. Normally I'd react. Now I'm able to say, okay, here's the problem. What's the best way to handle it? Take a deep breath and just, move forward and make a decision that's going to be, best for you and give you the most success, whether that be exiting gracefully, whether that be doing the thing, whatever it is for you.
Yeah, I love that. So like hang on to the joy that you have around your life, I think is really important.
Curate your life. You're the CEO of your life.
I love that. You mentioned in an interview that cancer treatment takes a major hit on your beauty, and I have such compassion for that. I think every female does. But you said beauty is fleeting, confidence is everything. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, I mean, Kathy Lee Gifford said to me when I was in treatment, she said, "You are such a real beauty. You are such a real beauty. It must be hard for you." And, it was, and it is. I mean, my body's not what it used to be. And, there's so many changes. I mean, my hair looks beautiful, but it's different. It was, it's growing, but this is not a cut. This is from chemo. Like, it's still growing. I haven't cut it yet.
Right.
So, you never know what's going on with someone, which is like the most interesting part. I forgot the question.
The question was, beauty is fleeting, confidence is
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's like nothing I can't do now.
Yeah.
And, I'm not dating at the moment. I took a little bit of a break just because I have so much going on with work and I really need to focus. And I felt like dating was a little bit of a distraction for me at this point. Because, dating entails a lot. It's someone who has to be okay with the cancer, which a lot of, for me, men have not been, truthfully. It's a lot to handle just in terms of not only the physical and the mental part of it, which is a part of it, but also how public I am. I want to be super public about it, and not everybody wants to be a part of that. And that, it's like, you do you,
Right.
So, and I'm respectful of that. So right now I just feel like, what was the question? I keep forgetting. I keep going on a tangent.
Beauty is fleeting, confidence.
Oh,
is
yeah,
everything.
confidence.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I'm like doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And think is right.
Shining.
And I think I'm right most of the time because I operate from a place of intelligence. I'm a smart girl and I've worked to be smart. I worked really hard in school. I went to the University of Michigan. I always operate from a place of kindness. Always. I want what's best for other people. I believe that, I'm not competitive with other women. I actually promote on the show. That's my job, is promoting other businesses. Yeah. So people will always know that my motivation was in the right place.
Yeah.
So confidence, in a world where beauty is applauded and, things are easier, I guess, when, you think they are, confidence is really what will make you your happiest because you're operating from a place of strength.
Yeah. It's funny, as you were saying that, I literally was just saying in my head how the word confident to me is a word of strength and a word of power. And I think I heard you say once that you had the bravery and the audacity to keep going. And I was like, those are such powerful words to me, where you're blindly trusting this unknown path, and to have the audacity to be so brave and to blindly trust that, I think really speaks to your resiliency and your fight during this whole process.
Yeah, audacity is sometimes viewed as a negative word. Like, have the audacity if you believe in something. I mean, I believed in this item is made from 2 blanket fabrications, and I said I'm going to sell millions of them. Yeah. And people were like, of a wearable blanket? Yeah. And I said, yes, I am, and I have. Yeah. And I had the audacity to take the rejections and keep going, and to put every dollar I had and earned into this business. Yeah. And to thrive during a time that I could have, my mom said to me every day, if you want to pull the covers up over your head, I will not blame you. And most days I chose not to.
Yeah. No, I love that. I view the word audacity as a word of power and strength. I love that.
If you're nice, if you're like a kind person, yes. I guess when someone's audacious, I wonder what the definition of it is, but I guess it depends on where it's coming from. Oh, but that's everything. It's always, intention is always, it doesn't always excuse everything, but I think intention is a big part of the formula.
Yeah, 100%. So curious, how do you emotionally, and I guess also medically, I'm curious medically, how do you medically and emotionally stay cancer-free?
Well, physically I am on 2 safety net medicines. I had tremendous joint pain from the medicines. Mm-hmm. I had gained a lot of weight from chemo. I went on Zepbound. And I went on for weight loss to lose like 20 pounds, and it took away my joint pain. Mm-hmm. It's like one of the whatever the word is. Right. This is a side effect that I had that other people have had. So I am spreading the word on that as it becomes more available, because the joint pain is unbearable. So I've done everything they've asked me to do. And so I am not allowed to have any more surgeries. Like they've cut me off from surgeries. So I am cancer free and I expect to stay that way. I don't feel like it's coming back. I don't think about it. I take my pills every morning and every night.
Yep.
And then emotionally, I'm really solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in therapy for my whole life and I'm not now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's this, through trauma, it's this wild leveling up that happens on a real spiritual and energetic level that is hard to put words to. And I very much feel that with you where you are in this journey now. So I want to talk about Sherpas. I have a little envy over the one that you have on. I feel like it's.
I know, and it's sold out.
Oh, of course it is.
I'm moving my call for another 5 minutes so we can finish up. I just moved it.
Vibes. So so what I want to say is that it's not lost on me that your Sherpas literally feel like a big hug. And last year for Christmas, I have 2 of my own. And last year for Christmas, I bought 6 of them and personalized them for me. And I gifted them to all my friends. And in the card I wrote, I want you to feel like I'm always hugging you.
Aww.
So tell me about.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just, I truly, I love it. My husband has them. I just love them. So it's not lost on me that something that you created feels like a hug and it's just part of your world and your brand. And so tell me about the Sherpa line. You mentioned that it's made from 2 blankets. Tell me all the goodness.
So I started with a company named Berkshire Blankets when I started at QVC, and I made this blanket line. And then I was so enamored, and I always was wearing holding, and the family would fight for the blanket, that I said, what if I made this into something wearable that you could wear out, that was stylish.
Yeah.
So I went through so many iterations. And so I made this blanket. It's, 2 blankets bonded together. So it's Sherpa and well soft. And then I made thumb holes because who doesn't love thumb holes? Yeah. I added the button over the years. It has a hood. I mean, I did, these fun on-trend patterns, and it turned into the foundation of my line, and it works organically because it's my life. It's not like I'm like, oh, I have to go sell. I don't know what happened to you. I have to go sell something.
I lost you. Is there camera?
Hold on, I lost you for a sec.
I think I lost your camera.
No, I was propping you up. Hold on. It wasn't like I needed to go get dressed and put it on. Right. I'm always in it.
Yeah.
So
you literally are always in it, and it looks
literally.
I
mean, look at my room. I was trying to show you. I have Sherpas everywhere. So every colorway. Yeah. This is actually There's No Place Like Home one. We're launching Wizard of Oz with Lorna Luft, who's Judy Garland's daughter, which has been talk about magical. God literally put me on the yellow brick road.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm very excited about that. That's launching on December 6th.
You should be.
And so yeah, I mean, we are just rocking and rolling. And so we're coming up with other bags. We're doing a basketball bag that comes with a Sharpie so you could get autographs on it. It's really, but its foundation, I want to do 60% of my business in this item. This should be across every IP. It's something that everybody should own to feel comfortable, to feel safe. I want to try to make it even more affordable and accessible than it already is. It's under 50 right now on QVC because they buy so many, but I'm trying to make it, even more mass.
Yeah.
And just for people to own a lot of them and be able to be cozy and comfy and chic and relax, and gift something that people will think about every time that, they put it on and they need a little extra, oomph.
A little oomph, a little love. Well, I think you're nailing it. Talk to me about the Warrior Effect project in connection with all of this.
So when you are diagnosed with breast cancer, you're immediately, no matter your prognosis, deemed a survivor. And I felt like that was not enough of a word to describe what it takes to endure something so traumatic. Mm-hmm. So I came up with the word warrior, not that I came up with the word, but the word to describe what it is for somebody who is dealing with breast cancer. And for me, it's also caretakers, because the only thing harder than going through it is watching somebody go through it. And so I had such a huge support system in my family that if someone's a warrior in your life, they're somebody who, it's not just about cancer, it's somebody who shows up, who survives, who has integrity, who chooses to thrive. And so I created the Warrior Effect. We launched it October 1st on the Today Show, and we did it by teaming up with BCRF and J Screen to give out testing and to empower people to, you know, find the warrior within yourself, which fits with the Wizard of Oz. One of Lorna, who's also a breast cancer survivor, Judy Garland's daughter, one of her favorite quotes is, "You had the power all along." And from the movie, because, you know, it's a dream, and she found her way home. Dorothy, I'm talking about. So, you know, it's almost like God is winking to me by giving me this line, because the Warrior Effect is empowered, is part of "You've had the power all along."
Yeah, I love that. And it's funny to me as you were saying that you're speaking of Dorothy, because as you were saying that, I was thinking of you. So that's so beautiful.
That's really nice.
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking. How you found your way home to you. Well, I want to wrap up with you. I just wanted to say that I think incredible greatness comes from trauma, and I've experienced a lot of trauma.
I know. And I'm sorry for all you've been through.
Thank you. And I think that when you've gone through something traumatic, you're never the old version of yourself again. You're this new leveled up version. And everything you just said, I think so perfectly describes where you are and who you are now in your life. And I think you're a warrior, and I'm just so grateful for your time and
they match you.
And the love that you're pouring into the universe and to women, I think is really special. And I am wishing you everything good in life.
And the same back. You're lovely, and thank you for having me on your show. And I'm glad that Emily brought us together. We share somebody, you know, normally when I have a friend who has a close friend, that person is immediately my friend, because I only surround myself with A+, and I know that A+ surrounds themselves with A+. So they immediately become part of my family. So you are that. And I enjoyed speaking with you, and thank you. And yeah, and I hope that I inspired everyone out there, and thank you everyone for your wishes and prayers.
Thank you so much, Jill.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.